Hey, good evening, good people. This is your boy Kofi-Thomas. I want to sit back and say, again, welcome, but more importantly, the sun has risen. The sun has risen. I like to sit back and ask you that, if you don't mind, to sit back and hit the subscribe button as well as the like button, because keep these things coming and keep us moving in the direction we need to be moving. I want to know that you appreciate the greatness of the wisdom and the jewels we're about to drop. One of the things I want to talk to you about is in regards to the importance of the alpha male movement, okay? Or more importantly, the high value man. This is important because what we got going on in our society, it has to be a stop. I'm seeing situations where we're having a lot of issues where men are having domestic altercations in the media with women. And these are not just your average guys. These guys, some of these guys are high celebrity musicians, more importantly, high celebrity football players, okay? These are guys with money, with wealth. But again, as we all know, having money, having wealth does not contribute to you being high value. Okay, that's just a characteristic of one of the elements. Okay, I want to thank my boy Kevin Samuels in regards to his defining and breaking it down, the Godfather himself. What I want to tell you is that as we sit back and look at this world that we're living in, men, and more importantly, men have to get back to understanding not just their purpose, but also their worth. And then in turn, by understanding and valuing yourself, you begin to value others. And I say that again, when you begin to understand and value yourself, you begin to value others. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if a man values his life, there are certain behaviors that we don't have to worry about. There are certain behaviors that we don't have to worry about him becoming involved in, okay? I'll give you an example. If a man values his life and he's having a difference with regards to a woman or another man, more than likely, I'm going to be honest with you, if there's no violence or so forth presented that he has to protect himself or defend himself, he's going to leave that situation alone. More importantly, he'll leave that woman alone, okay? What we find is that there are men still out there who are sitting back and insecure in who they are and beta male in regards to their perception of who they are and what they're doing. They're trying to strong arm women. They try to control women. As a man, one of the things we know, and I'm going to take my little hat off here, is that the person that we control, the person that we're responsible for, most important, is ourselves. Because here's the thing. We cannot control the world and the universe in which we live in. Yet alone can we even so much define the number of molecules in which it takes to make our creation. But what's more important is that as we began to look at this world, we began to understand it's important that we are held and also look at how we respond to it, okay? As we ascend to the higher power of the greater good of becoming the man, or more importantly, the alpha man, or the high value of a man that we are, we began to understand that as a man, the more we value ourselves, we carry ourselves differently. We respond to things differently. We are able to better cope with regards to conflicts. We're better able to sit back and say, if there's a situation going on between, whether it's a woman or whatever it is, we walk it out until we talk it out, okay? It's not a situation where we sit back and start to say, well, I'm not letting nobody bump me. No, we're not doing the foolishness, okay? But keep in mind, that doesn't mean we're weak. It just means that unless it's a situation where our lives are in jeopardy or so much our personal value, a person is in, the safety is in jeopardy, will we sit back and raise up? And guarantee you don't want to see that. I want to thank you. But more importantly, I want to ask the women out there, please join on board with this movement. Men need to understand their worth. More importantly, talk to your sons. Tell them, when you get in altercations where it's so much the verbal communication between you and young ladies, sit back, learn, and leave her where she's at. If she belongs in the streets, leave her in the streets, okay? There's no woman worth so much your freedom. There's no woman worth so much your career, the things that you're building, okay? More importantly, you got to sit back and begin to understand that if so much you're challenged on a situation and as well as it's one that you feel that she's degrading or more importantly not respecting you, then guess what? You leave. Just that simple. Establish your respect. Know your power. Don't just play the game, but know the pieces of the game. This is your boy Kofi-Thomas. This is one for both the mother and the father. Teach the child. I need the women out there to endorse the men as they teach and empower our young children. We're saying no to domestic violence. We're saying no in regards to disrespect. But more importantly, we're saying no to giving up our manhood to a situation that is not intended. Thank you.